Hey there, it's Mark from MENWHOBULLET. Make sure you follow me here on YouTube and also Instagram at MENWHOBULLET. And if you can and haven't already, make sure to give this channel a subscribe and a like for this video. And don't forget to hit that bell if you'd like to be notified of future content. So along with this stationery here, I'm actually going to be also using these Acrylograph pens from Archer & Olive. I'll be using the 0.7mm, which is more the fine tip for today's spread. And I just wanted to show you real quick, I've been doing a little bit of a project for myself. Since the Archer & Olive Acrylograph pens don't already have names on them, I've been using my new label maker to give them some. And I've actually asked my daughter's help, so some of these have some special names. So the label maker that I just bought is this Dymo one here, and it's been working pretty well. It works well on paper, but sometimes on plastic it doesn't really catch here on the ends. I actually read in the reviews that happens, and I thought, nah, probably not for me, but it is true. So all you have to do if you want, and you're still okay with it, I mean, I bought it, is add a little bit of clear tape over top and it holds it on really nicely. So I'm actually going to use this green one here that my daughter's named Grace Green, and then we also have one here which is called Bush Green, again, their naming. And what I decided to do is, as I'm using them, I'll tape over them if they need it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this week's spread. So I've penciled it in for the most part here. I'm going with the plant theme for this week. So I have these Monsteras that we'll be drawing out over here to help turn this side of the page into two columns. And then on the other side, I've got some hanging succulents that I went along with to separate out that side. So the way that the page will work is over here on the left-hand side, I'll have space for my task. The middle will be for days of the week. And then on the other side, I'll have space for notes. Now, as I always like to do, I like to sketch out kind of what I'm going to do. So yes, I know that I've gridded out the page to have those sections, but I also just want to make sure that as I'm designing those, I remember what I'm doing. So on the left, we'll have the task. I've got the space here for the plants that we'll be using the Acrylograph pens. I'll just draw this quick line here just to give myself the indication that's where the page center is. And then on each of these sides, I'll just go ahead and put a space here for the days of the week. Monday through Friday, and then the weekend. We've got the other divider here with those plants, and then space all the way over on the right for notes. Now to add some of my accents, I'm going to use this mild liner in green, and I'll just use that to add accents on the ends of those boxes here, and I'll put the dates inside of there. And then just use this fine liner just to outline them in black. Same thing for the task and the notes. And then I'll use the bullet end of the mild liner just to give myself a drop shadow. And then I'll go ahead and use both of these here to fill in both the plants on the left and on the right. Now, this is my first time actually drawing these plants, so I thought I'd give you a real quick tutorial on how to do them. So just real quick, if you draw out an elongated heart shape is how I did it with a pencil, very light. What you're going to do is just draw in the stem down the center, and then you have your two sides, and then you'll just draw in these little half ovals, and that's where the little like cutouts are inside of these plants. One of the coolest parts about the Monsteras is that they have those cool holes in them. And then I'll just go over top of those here just to show you what it looks like after you go through with the pencil and erase it. You have a really cool looking Monstera leaf. Now for the other side, for those hanging succulents, this is relatively organic. It's a bit of a circle, and then I just draw some of these leaves out on the sides. So again, light sketching just out for the circle, and then from the top center, I'm going to draw a straight line leaf down. And then all you have to do is just kind of draw out little circles, almost like hearts from each side as they go down. And then I just drew out some extra lines here to create some of the other lengthy leaves. So I'll go ahead and use in the fine liner here just to show you what that looks like when it's all done and set. Alright, so if you haven't used the Acrylograph pens before, they are a water-based acrylic ink that's inside of them, so it's like a paint pen. The colors are on the tops and then also on the sides, but again, I like the easy access and see the colors that I'm grabbing just because I am partially color deficient, so a lot of colors look alike, so this has been super helpful for me. So I'm going to go ahead with the light one for the leaves themselves, and I'll use the darker green color here for kind of its vine separator down the one side. And then for the hanging succulents, I'll just use the one color and then the fine liner here to outline the shapes, and then I'll use the Acrylograph pen there to then draw in the rest of those leaves to give it a really cool look. Now, if you haven't used these before, if you haven't activated them yet or you're just getting them, you have to shake them up really well. About a minute or 2 minutes really works well. And I'll go ahead and show you on this one here how to go ahead and activate it. There is the felt nib here that you have that just kind of pulls out if you need to. You can also replace them, but all you have to do is just hold it down and kind of keep pressing on it. And then very soon you'll see that the ink starts to flow down the nib and then onto the paper. Once it's flowing really well and you get a really nice opaque color on your paper, you know that it's good to go. I'll do the same thing for this color here just because I haven't activated it yet, so same deal, pressing down in the pumping action until the ink comes all the way out, and then I am good to go. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to use this lighter color green for each one of these leaves, so we'll go ahead and super speed this up. And then as I finish up this last one here, I've got the vines going down the center of the page, so I'll go ahead and use that one to fill in those vines and the little divider point here in the middle. I'll also use this just to create those quick stems on each one of these leaves as well. And now that I've done the left, it's time to take on the right side, so I'll go ahead and take my fine liner here and I'll just go ahead and trace over all of the different sketches that I have here. I'm not going to draw on the leaves, I'm going to use the Acrylograph pen here to do that. Now that we have that all set, it's time to go ahead and with the fine liner and draw out the rest of the page. So like I said, we'll have tasks in the header here, days of the week down the center, and then notes over on the right hand side. And then I'll go ahead and use the mild liner here in the green color for the accents. Now I'm currently using the square bullet journal from Archer and Olive, so my sizing and spacing is going to be a bit different. Just know for yourself to measure it out for yourself first, make sure that you're on point and everything equals out relatively well, and you can use a similar spread for yourself. So now I'll go ahead and take the mild liner and I'm just going to make sure that I'm getting a nice straight line. So I'm going 2 spaces in from the left on each of these and just filling them in, and then going underneath of them with the mild liner to create a nice little green drop shadow. The last thing I'll do is add the titles for each one of my headers, so tasks, Monday through Friday, and then the weekend, and then notes over here on the right hand side. Thank you so much for checking out this week's plan with me. Again, don't forget to follow me on YouTube and Instagram at MENWHOBULLET, and I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw, and definitely tap that notification bell so I can let you know when I have more content coming to you each and every Friday here on YouTube. I'll talk to you soon.